Ever stop to wonder how safe you are in the vast digital universe? It's a question that seems to bubble up in the back of our minds every time we input a password, share a photo, or make an online transaction. Yet it's often brushed aside with a shrug and a silent hope that we won't be the ones targeted. But let's take a moment to pull back the curtain on this reality. Our lives are intertwined with the digital world now more than ever. We engage in online banking, social networking, e-commerce, and even remote work, all within this vast digital landscape. And while these advancements have made our lives more convenient, they have also opened up a Pandora's box of potential threats. Cybersecurity isn't a buzzword created to instill fear or sell expensive software. It's a real, tangible concern that affects each and every one of us who dares to venture into the online realm. It's not just about protecting our devices. It's about safeguarding our identities, our personal information, and ultimately our privacy. And it's not just the tech-savvy among us who should be worried. The misconception that you need to be a technology enthusiast or an IT professional to understand and address cybersecurity issues is simply that, a misconception. The truth is, anyone who uses the internet is at risk. From the teenager who spends hours on social media to the grandmother who emails her family, we are all potential targets. Let's not forget, the individuals behind these cyber threats are not merely mischievous hackers looking for a thrill. They are organized criminals, state-sponsored actors, and even terrorist groups who have the resources and the intent to cause real harm. So, are you really safe? The answer, unfortunately, is not as comforting as we'd like it to be. But there's a silver lining here. We are not defenseless. With knowledge, awareness, and the right tools, we can fortify our digital lives against these threats. In the following scenes, we'll delve into the types of cyber attacks that threaten our online safety every day. To protect yourself, you first need to know what you're up against. So let's dive into the murky waters of cyber threats to get a clear understanding of the different types of cyber attacks. First on our list, we have phishing. Like a fisherman casting a wide net, cyber criminals send out thousands of deceptive emails, hoping to hook unsuspecting victims. These emails often appear to come from a trusted source, like your bank or a popular social media platform. They'll bait you with alarming messages, such as a security breach or an account suspension. The goal? To trick you into revealing sensitive information like your passwords or credit card numbers. The damage here can range from identity theft to financial loss. Next up is malware. Short for malicious software, malware refers to any software designed to harm or exploit any computing device or network. Viruses, worms, trojans, these are all types of malware. They can sneak into your system through a malicious download or a compromised website. Once inside, they can wreak havoc by deleting files, stealing data, or even taking over your entire system. The potential damage is extensive, impacting both individuals and organizations. Third on the list, we have ransomware. This is a type of malware that encrypts the victim's files. The attacker then demands a ransom from the victim to restore access to the data upon payment. Imagine being locked out of your own house, and the locksmith is the one who locked you out in the first place. That's the essence of a ransomware attack. The damage can be severe, especially for businesses, causing significant financial losses and disruption of services. Finally, let's talk about denial of service, or DOS attacks. In a DOS attack, the perpetrator overwhelms a system, a server, or a network with traffic, causing it to be inaccessible to its intended users. It's like a crowd blocking the entrance to a shop, preventing genuine customers from entering. The damage? Service disruption, loss of user trust, and potential financial implications. And let's not forget about distributed denial of service, or DDoS attacks. These are similar to DOS attacks, but come from multiple, often thousands of sources at the same time. It's like that shop entrance being blocked by an entire flash mob. The result is the same, but on a much larger scale. In the cyber world, knowledge is power. By understanding these types of attacks, we can better prepare and defend ourselves against them. Remember, every click, every download, every email opened could be a potential threat. So stay alert and stay informed. Now that you know the types of cyber threats, let's explore how to protect yourself from them. The next scene will provide you with some valuable tips and tricks to secure your digital world against these cyber predators, so stay tuned. Building a strong defense is your best defense in the digital world. In the previous scenes, we've discussed the various types of cyber attacks that can jeopardize your digital security. Now let's focus on the most effective ways to prevent these threats and create a fortress around your digital life. First and foremost, let's look at passwords. Many of us underestimate the power of a strong password. A complex password, which includes a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols, can be your first line of defense against cyber attackers. It's like the lock on your front door, but for your digital house. Don't use easily guessable passwords like 123456 or password. They're equivalent to leaving your front door wide open. However, even the strongest passwords can be compromised. That's why it's crucial to add an extra layer of security through two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication, or 2FA, is like having a secondary lock. Even if an attacker manages to guess your password, they would still need the second factor, usually a code sent to your phone or email to gain access. Next up, we have software updates. Yes, those pesky pop-ups that interrupt your work or your favorite show are actually vitally important. You see, software developers constantly patch vulnerabilities that cyber attackers can exploit. By updating your software regularly, you're benefiting from their latest defenses. It's like a constant renovation of your digital home, reinforcing its walls and fortifying its defenses. Let's move on to a bit of digital skepticism. In the real world, you'd be wary of a stranger handing you a suspicious package. The same principle applies online. Be skeptical of unknown emails, especially ones with links or attachments. These could be phishing attempts where attackers try to trick you into revealing your personal information. So think before you click. It's like checking the ID of that stranger at your door before accepting their package. Last, but certainly not least, consider using a virtual private network or VPN. Using a VPN is like having a secret tunnel that leads you safely from your digital home to your digital destinations. It encrypts your internet connection and hides your online activities from prying eyes. Now, these strategies aren't exhaustive. Cybersecurity is an ongoing effort, and the landscape is always evolving. It's about being aware, staying updated, and making smart decisions about your digital behavior. So let's recap. Use strong, complex passwords. Enable two-factor authentication. Keep your software up to date. Be skeptical of unknown emails and links, and consider using a VPN. Your digital life is precious. With these measures in place, you're well on your way to building a robust defense against cyber threats. Remember, staying safe online requires constant vigilance and proactive measures. In the vast digital universe, your safety is paramount. This is the cornerstone of our discussion today, and it's a concept that's worth repeating. As we've explored, the digital landscape is fraught with hazards, with cyber attacks posing a constant threat to our online well-being. Let's take a moment to revisit the main points of our discussion. We've delved into the various types of cyber attacks that lurk in the shadows of the internet, from phishing scams that prey on unsuspecting individuals, to ransomware that holds your data hostage, and DDoS attacks that grind your online activities to a halt. Each of these threats is unique, yet they all share a common goal: to exploit vulnerabilities for malicious gain. But remember, awareness is your first line of defense. By understanding the nature of these threats, you're better equipped to recognize and avoid them. And that's a powerful tool in your cybersecurity arsenal. Then we discuss the steps to prevent these digital onslaughts, implementing robust security software, keeping your systems and applications up to date, using strong, unique passwords, and practicing cautious online behavior. These are not just preventative measures, they're essential habits for maintaining your digital safety. But don't let the fear of cyber attacks paralyze you. Yes, the digital world can be a dangerous place, but armed with the right knowledge and tools, you can navigate it safely. So keep learning, stay vigilant, and don't underestimate the power of informed caution. In this vast digital universe, the threats are real, but so is your ability to protect yourself. And remember, you're not alone in this. There's a whole community of cybersecurity experts and enthusiasts out there sharing knowledge, advice, and support. Reach out, engage, and become a part of this collective effort to secure our shared digital space. Take control of your online safety. After all, in the digital world, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection.